Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And yes, it's Monday, and we're back for more news and gossip surrounding Manchester United. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And yes, as always, we are joined by fantastic panels after a dismal weekend. So, as always, we're joined by Rebel, Trouble in the building. How we doing, sir?
Trouble.
I see troubles.
And
there's a storm brewing.
I have some words for the guy that's directly below me, Mr. Monday Juma. I'll save my punches for now, but we're going to spar, boy. We're going to spar.
Oh, brilliant. And as always, Mr. B, how we doing, sir?
Good, man. Monday night, it's gone. The depression's gone. My heart's been mended. I'm now back to that positive mode.
Absolutely brilliant. And on Monday, how are we doing, sir? Rebel seems like he's gone in for you. I think it's something to do with the show you did the other night. The reaction, he's still not happy with you.
I know, but I'm bobbing and weaving and ducking and diving, so I'm ready. I'm ready for any sort of haymakers he's going to throw my way. They'll either be blocked and countered. Bam! I'm lucky we can't see his face because he's going to be a bit sore after tonight. But anyway, yeah. Oh, there we go.
The
Let's do it before and after. Let's do it before and after.
Boom.
That's all love. Yeah, you know what? The brothers in arms, we're all here. The originals here in the house, and we're going to represent tonight. So let's do this.
And guys, if you're watching for the first time, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It doesn't cost.
Big up.
Hit the subscribe.
Doru
and
Costas.
Big up. Welcome to the channel. Have not seen you in the chat before, sir, but welcome. Now, let's kickstart the show because we are actually on the road to 1.5k subscriber. Share it amongst your friends. Tell everyone about us. Join us on Monday night. Join us every night. Why not? We're the Man Agenda, guys. Get involved in the comments as well. So, guys, let's kickstart the show. And it's one of our own, Mr. Is it which one we're going for first? Sorry, Rebel, you control it. You're controlling it. You know exactly what you're doing. You control the scenery.
Okie dokie. Well, I'm going to kick this one off because I was listening very intently to the match review that Mr. B and Monday did after that disastrous game against Everton. And the learned Mr. Monday did apply some creative license to what he'd stated that I said. And I would like to fully look at the issues that I identified to a Monday, and let's clarify the situation in regards to my feelings on Messrs. Maguire, or more importantly, the lack of leadership amongst the defensive spine. When I agree with a lot of the breakdown of the play that Monday went through, and if you do want to watch what he stated, do go back to that video, the reaction show from the Everton game, and you'll get the full details of what he said there. But what I'm going to particularly zone in on is we will have seen Maguire taking up his position, which Monday said was absolutely adequate for where he needed to be. He had full view of what was taking place in front of him, and I felt he had opportunity to give a shout back in order at certain players in order to redirect them back into position. There are two situations that he could possibly have affected. One was to do with that Arsenal gentleman that Everton signed, Iwobi, where I think he said it was Matic and Wan-Bissaka had an opportunity to intercept with him. And then the other opportunity then was the player that came in and ultimately scored the goal behind Bruno. He would have had view on him and possibly could have given him a shout, which would have got Bruno to maybe move his attention to his blind side behind him and possibly not concede that goal. But I'm not going to just put it solely on him. Lindelof could have possibly also maybe been held accountable for not making a shout. If you're looking at the play unfolding in front of you, you should be communicating. Regardless of whether you're captain or whether you're just a centre-back, the first thing you're going to do as a centre-back is organise your troops. And I'm going to also actually stretch it back one more place to De Gea. He could have also given a shout because he, above all people, is always going to be looking out at what's going on in front of him. So I think, especially when you're wearing the captain's armband, it's your duty to shout. It's your duty to push around. And then your defensive partner should equally be doing the same thing. He should be watching what you can't see. If something's happening on your blind side, he should be able to see it, or De Gea or your goalkeeper should be able to see it.
Right, Omondi, you only got 6 seconds to come back.
What a stitch up! What a stitch up! Anyway, all right, I do agree. Look, me and Rebel will bump heads many times, and I did talk about the goal and how it was conceded and everything else. I just want to generalize and just say, overall, we haven't got the players who are leaders. We don't have that in their side. We saw the benchmark yesterday evening, Man City against Liverpool, and that was just amazing. They got great managers, they got great players who work towards that system, and it was like, two great teams bumping heads there. First of all, let's talk about leadership with the Everton goal, and just in general as well, because this will come up about the Everton goal. And sometimes what happened is, why Rebel's a bit sore is because straight away he pointed fingers at Maguire, and I had to counter him and slap him and say, Rebel, hold it down, all right? Let's not always jump to the gun. Take a slap for that, and I will show you what happened during the goal. And this is what basically happened. So Harry Maguire, I think, has been undermined by senior players. Last year, he had a great performance. I think we all agree that he had a good performance in the league. Not just in the league, but in last season. Overall, we came second in the league, and Harry Maguire was leading the defence, and there was no issues there. Ronaldo and senior players have come in, and they've undermined him. I'm sure we're going to find out later on that there's maybe been issues behind closed doors, and Harry now doesn't have the confidence maybe to lead as a captain and tell someone like Ronaldo what to do. That's what I'm just speculating. He doesn't know how to lead the defense anymore, and let alone lead the team. That's what I'm seeing by the eye test. You know me and my eye test. He's not leading. And this is going back to sort of when we saw that game against Liverpool, for example. It was like calamity out there, running into Luke Shaw. I mean, you can look through the videos. You don't have to type in YouTube and calamity Maguire. You'll see so many mistakes, so many errors and everything else. He's unsure of himself. The confidence has been shot. That is sure. That's for sure. So if you're captain and you know what you're talking about, you're decisive, you communicate clearly. And as captain, I think everyone can be a captain. Everyone can organise on the team if the team is well oiled and working well. Just so he was given a captaincy before Ronaldo came. I've already told you about Ronaldo undermining him in a way, just from being a senior and doesn't really rate him. So let's go through the team quickly. Just the spine. Goalkeeper doesn't talk. Yeah, De Gea does not talk. Stays on his line. Shook doesn't command the area. Good shot stopper, but beyond that,
I just say something quickly on Monday? Sorry, we've got a show to go on with.
Yeah. I'm just going. No. I'm very quick. I'm just giving you an example here. Doesn't talk. No communication from De Gea. Lindelof is mute. We know this already. Okay. Varane, when he plays, he's always injured. But when he plays, he does. We can't say that. He was led by Ramos. We're starting to see that now. He's not a real leader. He's a man who just gets on his job, a bit like Des Walker and that kind of thing. Centre midfielder, McTominay is inexperienced to be a leader. He can't. Fred just smiles and has to be led around like with a dog chain on him or something. Pogba, there's so many talking points about Pogba. I've seen him for France. I've seen a thing in the change room where he's leading the team, gave a rousing speech, that kind of thing. I think he's got the characteristics, but he's not. He's feeling loved at United, and his spirit is not there with us. Matic doesn't start. Bruno, there's question marks about his leadership qualities. And Ronaldo, we know he can lead and everything else, but how do you give him the armband halfway through the season? How that undermines Maguire once again. So there is an issue. There is an issue with communication, that's for sure, and that was demonstrated with the goal. I do agree with Rebel that maybe there should have been a bit more organisation, a bit more communication, but I don't think Maguire, if he did say something, Bruno would have done it for him. That's my point.
On Monday, two small bits. Number one, even if Ronaldo was captain, we have very rarely seen him back at that end of the pitch anyway, so there's going to need to be a defensive leader regardless of whether the captain's further up pitch. That's my first point. And number two, imagine if that was Vidic standing where Maguire was. He would have slapped heads in that situation. Even if he couldn't get them to move in time for that goal, he would have been out in their ear, tearing them a new one.
Vidic done an interview recently, and he said the main key is communication, and that's the issue here. So there's a lack of communication, as I just highlighted.
So, guys, there's 10 in the chat. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1.5K. And if you are part of the channel, just make sure you also just hit that like as well, guys. So, let's kickstart the show, Rebel. Let's actually get what we're talking about today. And it's Gary Neville. I don't know if everyone saw it, Gary Neville's interview. I'm just going to say according to reports because we don't know the true facts. Just like what Gary Neville said on the interview, it could be paper talk, but with journalism, there has to be some sort of scoop. There's no fire sort of, within it. So, guys, let's start off with the first thing we're talking about with Gary Neville. And the first part I'm going to hit with is he's believing that Ten Hag United might not be able to get Ten Hag over the line due to obviously everything that's happened at the club. Now I'm going to go through bits and pieces, and hopefully you guys in the comments as well will get involved with it as well. With it, so the first one that he's talking about, there's a possibility United cannot get Ten Hag due to what's going on actually physically at the club now. Is it something we now need to worry about? Because again, Gary Neville is saying it's almost like United's put all their egg in one basket and just going for that one person. Rebel.
I have to agree with Gary. I think some of the stuff he said was quite poignant in terms of where Manchester United as a club finds itself. Just to give one of the quick quotes that he said, Manchester United is a graveyard for reputations. Since Sir Alex Ferguson retired, we've had the chosen one. We've had the special one. We've had the baby-faced assassin, and we've had Louis van Gaal in charge. All of them came with great pomp, great esteem, and a lot of reputation behind them. And for me, I think we seem to be on an endless hamster wheel of repeating the same mistakes. And until such time as those mistakes are addressed, what Gary's was talking about in his interview is just going to keep spinning around and coming eventually off the roundabout and into the papers. The problem for me is this. We haven't got our structure right. And Gary Neville was quite poignant in saying that when he said Ten Hag wants autonomy of transfers. Ten Hag wants autonomy of making the contract extensions. Ten Hag wants to be able to bring in who he wants to bring in to do the coaching decision, and he wants to be able to get rid of who he needs to.
I'm just gonna say something to you. Obviously, you've heard that. Does he have this power at Ajax? Does Ten Hag have power at Ajax?
No, he doesn't.
So
he doesn't.
Right. So why is he going to come to Old Trafford and to be demanding that sort of power? I can't believe he works in a structure. Yeah, he works in a system. There's people above him, hierarchy above him, whatever it is, whether it's technical director or director of football, blah, 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 whatever these names of these positions are. So he's used to working in a structure. So for him to come in, or for people to be saying he's coming in and he's expecting to have this say on this and this say on that, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. United's a massive job. Yeah, let's be honest. I'm not going to say they've asked him and he's going there with his begging bowl, accepting everything that they're going to give him. But some things I don't think are, what's the word? Some things have to be earned, maybe, so I don't think he's be coming in. He wants a job. I don't think he's going to be coming in there and making those kind of demands. I could be wrong, and I'm going to let you finish, but I just thought I'd get my little bit in.
I was going to go to OMONDI, really, because
I just want to do a quick reply. The thing is, though, we have seen what's happened since Sir Alex Ferguson left. It hasn't been great. We've made decisions based for the wrong reasons, and at the end of the day, he doesn't have to come to Manchester United. Yes, of course, it's a big job. Yes, it would add a lot of prestige to his career if he dug us out of the funk we're in and brought us back to the level where we so sorely want to be. But I think if his ambition is to make a success of this, he's probably taken into account the structures of what's in our club, and he's going, well, I don't have the same structures here as I did at Ajax. I don't have the same support network. So therefore, I need to do this to make it workable, or they need to bring in the people that can deliver what I need above me, and I can work with them.
On Monday?
Yeah, I think Rebel and Mr. B, they've covered some really good points about what Gary Neville was saying. And I thought it was a really good podcast or post-match speech he gave. I've really, really enjoyed it because he cares about the club. Mind you, he's just witnessed 2 elite clubs going at it, and then he's talking about Man United for the majority of that show. No, he wasn't talking about the game so much. He was talking about Man United and how to reach those levels. I think the issue is here. We've also, Louis van Gaal said that we are not a footballing club. That's a big issue. Louis van Gaal packs a big punch in Holland. So when he speaks, people listen. And he said that clearly. He should know. He's been at Manchester United. He's not hating. He's just being honest about it. And then we've got to look at the Red Bull of also when they said that Eric's got other clubs interested in him. We've got Red Bull also interested in him. And Red Bull are a well-run club. They've got a lot of structure. They've got all that in place already. So it would be an easy fit for Eric to go over to Germany. Eric is from, on the borders of Germany, from Holland and Germany. They border, obviously. He lives near the borders of Germany. He speaks fluent German. He knows the German league really well. So that would be a great fit for him because everything's in place for him there. The issue is, like we've seen, there's been a lot of criticism of Man United, rightly so, and we are in the mud at the moment. And our reputation is really like soiled, you know. So why would he want to come to Man United when things aren't in place? So it's very important for a man, if you're taking a job, we discussed this the other day, that he wants to get the structure in place before he accepts anything. So this might take a few more weeks for the people in Man United to say, okay, he wants this, this, and this. He's asking a lot, but shall we give it to him? Because the key word is graveyard for management. How many managers, legendary managers, some of them, even Moist might be a legendary manager soon, where he's going to West Ham. But how many legendary managers like Van Gaal, Mourinho have failed and had their reputation soiled by coming to Man United? So it is a graveyard. And the reason is that won't go away. That won't change unless things change. So if you're coming into a job, he's damn right to demand certain things to get the structure of the club right. I've got no issue with that at all. And you've got to see that this is the making of the man. Would he go and take a comfortable job in Germany and still continue his nice football and have things set up? Or would he come to Man United, a team that's like really going downhill, and fix the problems? I think that's what he's made of. There's a great quote by there's a Dutch football expert I was listening to, Marcel van der Kron. I hope I'm getting that right. He says, you can tell when you tell Eric to go left, he will go right. So all this Van Gaal saying Man United are not a footballing club, we're in the mud, the structure's not good, they're graveyard, all this stuff, he might be saying, oh my God, someone with not enough passion or not ambition might say, why do I want that? But he would probably say, based on this comment here about when people say left, he goes right. I think there's good opportunity here that he will take on the challenge and fix our club. But to do that, once again, he has to get everything in place and do that now before you actually go into the club. Make those agreements, shake hands with whoever you shakes hands with in the hierarchy.
Don't shake hands with the Glazers, they're the devil.
Yeah. Well, you said you took the words right out of my mouth. That was exactly what I was going to say.
Don't shake hands with the Devils.
Go ahead and make a deal with the Red Devils. And make sure you get the contract you desire. Yeah. That's going to make you do the job, because you don't want to be another man getting buried like the Undertaker in a couple of years' time when the fans run him out for a few bad results.
But guys, looking at it though, as much as we're saying Gary Neville was talking, and we as fans know as well, it's about 1.7 million to buy him out of his contract at Ajax at the moment. The issue we've thrown, and like what Gary Neville said, it's almost like we've thrown all our egg in one basket, and it could come back and bite us, because there's other clubs as well out there come summertime who still needs a manager. Ten Hag wants the job at Man United, but right now, the way the club's declining, and it's declining massively, with him just getting appointed, it's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. How can you rebuild a team or a club around some of these players? Some of these players, again, I don't know if you guys saw it today and yesterday, but there was something at Carrington Training Ground where his posters been put up saying you're not fit enough to wear the shirt and things like that. Like, fans now are getting very agitated and thingy. So Ten Hag right now is coming to the club, and like what Gary Neville said, Ten Hag's going to be on the phone talking to Ralph Rangnick. Ralph Rangnick has to tell me the truth. He's talking to Van der Beek. Van der Beek has to tell me the truth. So right now, it's not a good look. They're going to sit there. And just like Louis van Gaal said the other week in his press conferences, Man United is a commercial club. Yes, we are a commercial club. But for Man United now, for me, I don't expect nothing from Man United for the next 5 years. I honestly, as a United fan, we finish in 8th, 4th, 7th.
Is every club a commercial club? Is Man United the only commercial club?
No, Man United is not the only commercial club, but then you got other clubs who are footballing clubs. You look at like a City, they're a footballing club. They don't. They are. Well, they are. Of course, they are. They spend their own money, so the owners spend money.
They print their own money, right?
Yeah,
so
they spend their own money.
Got unlimited money, so they can do what they want. So every other club, Bar City, every other club isn't a commercial club. Yeah, every club is a commercial.
What I'm saying, commercial, but be commercial.
Run like a commercial club, or run like a football club. You can be a commercial club, you can run like a football club.
We'll run as a commercial club.
Mr. B's in an argumentative mood tonight. I can tell. Heating up tonight. I can tell already. I can see his eyes.
Yeah. Do you know? So run it as a either run like what Amanda said. Run it as a commercial club or run it as a footballing club. You can get both of them, put 2 eggs in one basket and get both of them. And the reason why you can do that is if you let the footballing people do the footballing job, and then behind the scene, you then continue to run commercial. You don't sit there. Mr. B, it's like me sitting there saying, right, Mr. B, you're in charge of transfer at Man United now. What do you know about transfers?
What do you mean? Cheat. I know anything about transfers. No, I get it.
What do you know about transfers? You know, you can't sit there. It's like I'm sitting there to sort of a Monday, I'm going to throw you in where I work. Right, you got to do my job now, and that's it. You need people who is going to be sitting there and actually making proper football decision. Let the commercial people do the commercial stuff, and football people do the football stuff. Now, Gary Neville also spoke about control, recruitment, structure, youth. These are the things that Man United need to integrate. And again, I keep going back and I keep saying, I don't know. Let's go to Armando, because Armando, we know you'd like talking about youth. I know Rebel is going to be talking about structure, and Mr. B is going to talk about recruitment, and I'll talk about control. But for me, these are probably for Man United the biggest 4 factor at the club that we need to solve before we can say we're a big club. That's my opinion. I don't think we're a big club at all. Commercially, maybe, but we're not a big club.
Fuck off, Errol.
Does anyone agree with me?
Yeah, we're not a big club.
So what? 7th is a big club.
Listen, I'm not going to say it's a blip. It's a big blip. You're going to say that we're not a big club. Are you right now? Result are saying we're not a big club. Right now, on the ground. No, on the football pitch. On the football pitch right now, Mr. B, we're not a big team. We're 7th. We're a 7th club. Team.
We're a 7th club
team.
We're still a
big team. We're still a big team. We're still a big club. We're just a shit team at the moment. I'm not having that. We're not a big club.
Not just team. It's like Man United. If we were a plate, it would have been smashed on the floor, and now it's about piecing all the bits together again to get the club together again. You talked about those key things. You talked about youth and structure and recruitment. Recruitment is a good one we need to talk about as well. So these are the things. Everything has to be in place. And if you look at the model, because look, Gary Neville was talking about Manchester City and Liverpool. This is after that game. So why not link Manchester City and Liverpool? What are they doing right? Yeah, let's compare. What are they doing right? Their manager. They both got world-class, probably the best managers out there. Look at their players. They've got players that fit their system. As I was saying the other day, if you go back and look at Liverpool's last Champions League winning side, they're Mascherano, Alonso, and Gerrard in midfield. Now they've got Henderson, GG when they won it, and Milner, for example. Who's the better midfield? But it's not about that. It's about the squad and the structures. The structure's right because they pick players to fit the structure. They went out and bought Diaz in January. He fits in like a glove, like a duck to water. You understand what I'm saying? That's a saying, isn't it? Duck to water. Yeah, it's right. Yeah. Or fits like a glove, that kind of thing. Yeah, you know these expressions. I'm not very good at them, but that one works for me. So Diaz has been brought in not as a player. Oh, he sells shirts or anything like that. He's been brought in to fit the system. The recruitment has been scouted. They've been scouting for this guy. He ticks all the boxes and he fits in. And as soon as he comes in, plays in that League Cup final or whatever, and he's been kicking it up since then. So that just shows you how well they are run as a club. And it's disgusting. And Gary Neville was hurt. We're all hurt talking about it, but we have to improve. And we have to talk about it. We have to say how great they are, and thing. And because that's how we want to close that gap. So we talk about the youths, for example. I think our youths are still acting like big club. We still produce great players. I think still till this day, I know Chelsea are doing well, but till this day, I think we've got the most amount of players that have come through our academy that are playing in the top leagues throughout Europe. It's always been the case. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it shows we're doing all right. If you look at our youths coming through now, they're doing really well. But there's a question. Do we fail them? Because the question is here, how have we developed players over the last 5, 10 years maybe? Who have we developed? We haven't developed many players. We've let Angel Gomez go and, leave and go to Portugal and then go to, he's at Lille and playing in Champions League with Lille, playing in top league and that kind of thing. We let him go. We didn't develop him, So that needs to be sorted. So whoever's running the youth, I'm dealing with the youth now. Whoever's running the youth side of things needs to improve that structure and get more players playing in the youth, from the youth, going through the system and playing in our first team. Not players that we spend money on Ahmad, for example. Big money. And I know Mr. B says he's too short or whatever, but he's proven to be right because he's gone to Rangers now. And they're saying Van Bronckhorst, who's come from a Dutch model, who's got a player now, who's small, technical, and everything else. Think, all right, that's perfect for you. He doesn't fit in because Van Bronckhorst apparently is just saying he's not physical enough, that kind of thing. So So was it right to send it to Rangers, for example? That all these decisions need to be improved to get these youth players into the first team. We don't want to end up with people like McTominay, where we're saying now he's a first team player. Because clearly he's not good enough, in my opinion. I'm sorry, disrespectful to him, but we need to get a better class of player coming through, and I think that needs to be improved. The youth recruitment, I highlight him youth players. We got the guy now who got capped for Argentina the other day, and he's a young gem. But the longer he stays at Man United, his career might just go downhill. When we go and see players like Ryan Gravenberch or whatever from Ajax come through the academy, each step through a great club, through a great structure, and now Bayern Munich want him. When we see Bellingham come through and he's going and playing things, so it can be done. We need to improve our youth.
On Monday, at the moment,
talk about recruitment.
On Monday, right now, sorry, I'll come back to you in a minute. A lot of people are saying to me, shame me and things like that about the big club. I'm just talking about what I'm seeing on the pitch right now when it comes to United. Yeah, we've got a massive fan base, but right now, this
big club shit team is what you should have said, bruv. You can't sit here and tell me we're not a big club. I'm sorry, I'm not having one. What? I don't care. I'm not having that.
You're here right now. You're here right now. You're here right now.
Yes.
So right now
in the
chat, in the chat right now, how many years do you guys actually think it will take Man United to get back where we were on the glory days? In the chat.
No. Depends on the factors that we're saying. If Eric gets to what he desires to run a club how he wants it to be run and have all those things lined up for him, then it will take a lot shorter. But if he doesn't get that and he's going to be another graveyard, dig another grave for him like the other managers, then it's going to take even longer.
Throwing like what Gary never said, throwing all managers under the bus.
I'll be on Monday. You actually made a key point there, and it's a point that Solo made in terms of the way that we're structured. If Ten Hag does not see a structure that is cohesive to the way that he needs to build this team from the youth right through to the senior squad for the next 5 years, he is not going to sign no bit of paper to be Manchester United manager, because he's not going to walk into that pitfall, that trap that the last number of managers had been in. I would question who was making the decision-making in terms of some of the transfers that we made, because it seemed like some managers like, oh, great, I've got Pogba, I've got Di Maria, whoever, but they might not necessarily have wanted them. And the thought process of, do they fit my system? Will they get me a player that fits my system? That's where the disconnect has been. And we need to get off the hamster wheel and make proper decisions. The Glazers can get their money out. They're absolute demons, and I'm not going to go too far into them, but we need to stop the wheel and restart.
On Monday, can you take some of these comments away? Because tonight,
there's so many.
There's so many guys.
Look, on Monday, I'm going to be honest. On Monday, you don't even need to. Solo's getting bun in here.
Yeah, no, we'd like you to. We'd like you to.
That's a nice plan by Solo. Take the heat off me. Let's do with the comments.
Beautiful comments.
All right, let's just going to run through. Medi's in the house. Season over. It's time to recover and start fearing next season, or I thought you said
preparing. I reckon.
He's saying fearing. He's not confident. Box is in the house. He's saying, to be fair, the goal versus Everton is irrelevant. We have been conceding floppy goals for 9 years. That's a good point. It's true. It's true, because we've not been winning major trophies. Mark Gemini's in the house. He says, I don't know if Neville's is helping or hindering the choice of the next manager. His opinions, like those of City fans at that time. Okay. I want to say hi to Bath Time in the house. How you doing? He said, You got to give OMONDI respect for protecting our players. Real fan, real family. That's right, man. That's
Can
right.
I say something though? Bath Time is in the comments, says he's hanging. So Bath Time right now will come back at you next week. Don't worry.
So there's no credibility to his comments now. Don't listen to anything Bath Time's saying, guys. Mark Gemini saying, I don't know if Gary Neville. Oh, we just sorry, we just done that. The team is poor, says Mark. It's no longer who makes mistakes. It's easy to see who doesn't make mistakes. Okay, that's a good point. Maybe again, I feel sorry for Ten Hag. Damn, we have a huge job in front of him if he comes as a manager. But I have faith in him. It will take time, but we have to give him that, in his opinion. Just going to go through Box again. Sorry, I'm going to come on to a new boy as well. Box says Ten Hag is given control. He wants, I think it's very exciting. Change is coming for the first time post Fergie. I want to say hi to Rolls Van Services. How you doing, man? He says we're not going to win anything with, this is really key, Bruno, Ronaldo, Rashford, Maguire, Shaw, Bissaka, and McTominay. And want to say hi to Duru Kostos.
Yes, we know who he is. We know who he is.
Cantona
best.
Oh my days. He's a real fan. Welcome,
legend.
He says, just read Paul Pogba has just informed United of his decision to leave in the summer. Surprise. We all expected that, weren't we? Yeah. Just coming down now. We've got Mark Gemini again. So Gary Neville, this is where we were talking about Gary Neville, his comments yesterday. Gary Neville was a TV producer's dream when it comes to speaking about United. Ex-player from the golden era, slate in the club all day, every day, and twice on Sundays. And this is another topic. Doing our research today, we found out that Vidic is also making comments, and Rio's making comments. It's like no one wants us to move on and be legends, let the players be legends again. I don't know. That's a suggestion there from me. SHAH United, he's one of the family here today. He's saying total respect for Ajax, but we are huge in comparison, and the magnifying glass is out from early on him. He ain't used to the pressure that is going to hit him. Press, fans, and personalities. Yeah, it's a good shout. Mark Gemini's given us enough comments, Big up Mark. Mark saying Manchester United need to sign a new manager and give him 5 years. Okay.
That's me. I'm backing you.
But I'm saying I'm not a fan of strong managerial figures, to be honest. I think it's something of the past. Okay. A disciplinarian sort of guy. I want a structure that supports our coaching staff, players, and with a platform of support. And I want to say hi to Pat Lawless as well. He said, probably the best Man United fan channel on YouTube. The Man United Agenda. Smash the likes and give us a share to the nearest and dearest. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Big up.
And Bath Time again saying, United, 100% is the best channel. Sorry, we're going off topic here, but we are the best channel. And he's not drunk. He's talking sense. He's not drunk. This one's talking sense. I'll read it again. He says, 100%, this is the best United channel. Absolute carry on for United. OMONDI tonight. Wish the players had his level of love for the club. And I'm just going to wind it down. Hi to Del Boy Gunner in the house. There's something really funny I wanted to pick out for Del Boy Gunner.
Just a quick one on Del Boy.
Sorry, last one. Yes, this is the one. Pat Lawler said, big up Del Boy Gunner. Del Boy Gunner, he's a gunner, but he loves us. We love him. He says, where's your electric scooter? Only some of you get this if you're true watching the Man United Agenda. I know Mr. B's skinning his teeth right now. Where's your electric scooter? We need to clear out Old Trafford. Sorry, Rebel, go ahead.
And then you got UK Strain as well. We just need to say hello to them.
Big up UK Strange. How you doing? People talk about Manchester United too much. That's true. I hope he's not talking about us.
And then we got here as well.
Costas Canton Best saying we are a big club, not successful club. There's a difference. Liverpool are a big club, even in the years they were not winning. The year Leicester won the Premier League, that did not mean they turned into a big club. Interesting.
Very quick one. Del Boy Gooner was on with AFTV Robbie, and I saw more pride, more passion, a bit like us, directed towards AFTV. So well done on that one, Del Boy Gooner. Your passion is appreciated, like ours.
Yeah. And then we got this one on Monday before we move on.
Costas again saying the reason Glazers bought United was because we're a big club and they wanted to use us as a cash cow. There's a big difference between a big club and a successful club. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, big clubs. That's a good point.
Hold on 1 second. There's this one. And don't worry, I'm coming to you. We've got Daniel as well.
Hi, Daniel Burke. How you doing? Said Kane and Son are unbelievable.
At the moment, they are. And Sorry, bath time. On Monday went past it. You bigged him up and he went past your comment. So
I thought he was in discussion about his holiday and that.
No. He was saying to me something about he disagreed with me, saying Man United isn't a big club. But we've gone past that.
We've got him.
Now he's drinking.
Don't worry, Vaughan. We've got him. Him.
Don't worry. After the show, I'll get it anyway.
Another sangria for table 2. All right, let's
next subject, guys. If you're new to the channel, 12 in the chat, hit that like, and if you're new, subscribe. 24 likes so far. We know we can hit at least 30 likes before we come off this show tonight. So, scouting report, guys. The pronunciation of this is going to get me Nkuku. How do you go on, Mr. B? You're the man.
Nkuku. My name OMONDI Juma. Nkuku. They call him.
Nkuku. So basically, guys, Christopher Nkuku, 24 years old, French international, played 29 games, 17 goals, 12 assists this season. Now, there's a rumor regarding Rangnick asking for scouts report, and according to rumors, we just had Mr. B confirmed it with us that it's actually, he couldn't believe it, he wasn't on the list. So, Mr. B, I'm starting off with you first.
So basically, what I've heard,
What you've heard? Come on, Mr. B. What you've heard?
They whistle. What I've read, sorry, is what I've read. I just wanted to get the full details of the story before I came on. But yeah. So it looks like when he came to the club, he asked them what players they had on their radar, and then Nkuku wasn't on it. That is basically the crux of the story. Now, obviously, he plays in Bruno's position, which probably doesn't help the club looking at as that sort of player. But the price that he is, 64 mil, his contract's up 2024, and he's been banging them in. So he was more shocked that we didn't have that sort of player on our scouting radar, but we all know that our scouts are a bag of shit anyway, so I don't think it's going to be any surprise. Well, it probably was a surprise to him, but not a surprise now, because obviously he's been there and seen what the club do and don't do. My biggest worry, I'll be honest, you've brought a man in with all of this knowledge and you're going to take absolutely no fucking notice of him. What was the point of bringing him in?
That's about £10, by the way, Mr. B.
Oh, 15.
No need for super chats, guys. We got Mr. B.
Yeah. We got Mr. B. And quick one, by the way, bath time. Mr. B is the new scout for the agenda. Medhi as well. Mr. B is a whistleblower for the agenda.
I think you want to get this one here.
Go on.
I'd say, I don't know if our scouts are sugar. I mean, I don't say that word. They've identified good players for years, like Alphonso Davies and Maune, but we never moved for them. Okay.
So who is that down to then? We
chief
say,
scout. The chief scout. That we down to the chief scout.
Is that down to the chief?
Phil, yeah.
So right.
What would happen with the scouting is basically you send the scouts all around. Then everyone will gather information, data, and then bring the data back to him. And then it's going to be down to him for the people who is responsible for transfers to then make that decision. If I'm right, I don't know. I'm just saying. I believe that's how it would work.
Well, the chief scout's duty would be to prepare the report and present it to the transfer committee. And that transfer committee for the last 10 years, up until this year, was Woodward.
Okay.
Can I just say, look, the scouting thing's not working because we don't have a system in place. You've got scout players say, how are they going to fit into our side? Now, this new guy, Nkuku, whatever his name is, he's got good numbers this year, but he's a Paris Saint-Germain reject, just like the other guy we were talking about, Diaby.
Okay.
He's been shipped out for. It's a bit like Angel Gomez is a Man United reject. He didn't make it at Man United.
On Monday,
for whatever reason,
10 trophies. 10 trophies.
Okay, so does that mean Salah?
Does that
Make Salah and De Bruyne Chelsea rejects?
No, they're Basel rejects. Salah's a Basel reject. He didn't make it. He got sold to Chelsea. No, I'm joking. But the point is, the point I'm trying to make is you've got to have a structure in place. So a bit like Leicester, when they brought Mahrez or Kante in, they done it on stats. These guys are playing like you're not seeing them on TV. They're not even getting televised in the French second division and that kind of thing. But they analyze them on the stats, their numbers, what they do, all these great new stats they have in football these days, running stats, all this data. It's all done by data. And they said this guy, according to his data, will fit into our system. You play because Leicester play a certain way. We're going to put him in this system like that, and they will be effective. And Lord behold, what happens? They were effective. So we don't have a system of play. We've gone from manager to manager. Look, Louis van Gaal to Mourinho. That's two different styles of football. And now we've got Ole coming in, and he plays a free-flowing or so-called
whatever you want to do, basically.
So there's no structure. So if we got this Ajax manager coming in, he has a structure of football, style of play, then we can start identifying key players. And it might not be, this is the problem, Man United, it might not be, this guy's hot at the moment, he's scored enough goals in Germany, like we're talking about this guy from Red Bull. You know, it might be someone who's not scoring enough goals or playing somewhere else, you know, but he has the figures and the data to fit in to a certain position that we need. We know we need a centre back, we know we need a right back, we need a right midfielder or right winger sort of thing, or inside forward, right inside forward. So these are the positions that need to be identified, and then we need to start looking at stats and data to say who is ideal for the system we got in place. So don't sign anyone until we know what system, and you meet with Eric and say, Eric, what do you need? What system do you play? And what sort of stats should we be looking for? That's been the problem, in my opinion, over the last few years, because we had no structure, no system or shape.
So one, and then before we go to Rebel, Mark Gemini sent NDD and Lamptey. Honestly, great players. They get injured far too easily.
And Monday, you mentioned the word structure so many times. I agree with you 100%. It is about structure, and it has been like Groundhog Day at Manchester United, because the structure of our club doesn't work in conjunction with the manager. It seems to work against the manager, because the players that are being signed aren't necessarily the players that the manager would have identified and would want to fit the pieces of his tactical plan. And that is the problem at Manchester United. And until that's sorted, we will still be talking about this next year and the year after, etc.
Yeah. Well said.
Well said. So guys, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, share and subscribe button. For me, and I've said it as well, we are looking at players, but we haven't actually signed, like OMONDI said, we haven't got manager in place. For me, it's getting the manager in place now to then start identifying what players we need, rather than bringing in players who probably they're looking at thinking shirt sales. I don't care about shirt sales at the moment. I care about players playing for the club and playing for that badge and playing for us as fans as well. That's my 2 pence piece on it. Armando, would you mind going through some of the comments quickly, please?
I'm going to do it very quickly because I haven't really been highlighting comments. Okay, so Mark Gemma saying Ndidi and Lamptey, and this sort of stirred something up because I can see further down there's issues about Ndidi. We've always been after Ndidi, it seems. Yeah. But there's some criticism of him.
Hold on 1 second. Before you go to bath time, just in case he shot me or shoot you down. He said about Forlan being reject. That's to you.
Yeah, Forlan was United reject and had a terrible career. That means he's brilliant.
He was brilliant.
We know he went on to have a great career, bang goals, in a different league, and I thought he was unfortunate for us. If we would have kept him, maybe he would have done really well.
We can't forget that he did score those goals against Jersey Dudek. He always
he did. Yeah, he did. He was famous for that. He was a legend for that. Those 2 goals.
So SHAH United is saying Garnacho, and Charlie McNeil are the most exciting players. That's in the under 18s. Hopefully, don't forget, guys, to watch the final they're in. It could be a class of 92 again. I'm exaggerating a bit.
We will be doing a live watch along as well for it with TalkMU.
I just want to say hi to Freedom. He's saying clipped. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, do it, share it.
Clipped.
We say bath time saying we need to add to a goalkeeper to that list of sort of positions that we need to strengthen. This is where bath time's coming in. Indeed, he's poor. He's saying awful. And there's an agreement here. I agree with Bath, said Mehdi. I don't want him at all. Good at Football Manager. That's it. It's an Ndidi. So Ndidi's not getting any love. A year ago, Ndidi would have got a lot of love on this show because we thought that he was the solution for our centre midfield, defensive midfielder position. And we're coming on to this subject now, and it's all about recruitment, but we're talking about a transfer signing, someone who's blazing it up at Benfica and in the Champions League. It's Nuno Darwin is a dumb signing. He's saying, oh, God, I'm building him up. Only for Barca to crash him. And he says he's no better than Ronaldo. We need to fix the midfield and defense before we worry about a cutting edge.
Thank you. And the thing is as well, what you got to remember, sorry to get to you about that, yeah, but when you look at Klopp, what Klopp did when he first came in at Liverpool, he worked on the back and then the midfield before he went out. Well, sorry, he went on, what was it? He worked on a couple on the back, midfield was sorted, and then the forward was sorted, and then he just needed that one player to come in and solve, which was Virgil van Dijk. And I think this is what Man United will need to do if you were to get the best out of sort of Ten Hag at the club. It's almost like reset button, bring in 4 or 5 transfer in this season. But I don't want big name players. I honestly don't want big name players at Man United, but I know they will need it because to sell jerseys. That's what they'll need. In January, we're bringing about 2 more players. Then after the 2 more players, the next transfer window, you bring in probably another 3 or 4 players and just basically start rebuilding to get the foundation correct. So get the players playing, get young, hungry players. Right now, some players at Man United might want to play for the club, but right now, because the form is so bad and confidence is so bad, they can't pick their head up. So as much as we would sit there and say, oh, this player is rubbish, this player is rubbish, new manager, few new players coming in, get rid of some of the old faces, their confidence could go back up again.
Speech, you tell them. You're right.
Just quickly to come in there, just to clarify, I think the clipped part was when OMONDI was giving his State of the Union about the structures and all the rest of it. So that was the clipped part. But I agree with Solo 100% here. I do not want to see a 60, 70, 80 million pound player coming in the doors of our club next season. We cannot afford to blow that amount of transfer budget on single players. We need 3 to 4 players in the 40 million range. We do not need 2 players in the 80 to 90 million range. And that's just a pure fact of the matter. And if we do make those signings, as Solo said, then we are clearly, obviously not going to have signed Ten Hag as manager, and we will be repeating the same dumb mistakes that we have for the last 10 years.
So the big news is that we're looking to sign Ruben Neves and Darwin Nunez from Benfica. And now they're sort of charging Man United tax. There's English tax and then there's Man United tax. And they're talking about £100 million each. And because they're the hot property right now, Neves and Nunez. Sorry, imagine that, Neves and Nunez. They should have a show on the Man United agenda. Emma's saying, well, why can't we make our own big name players and get shirt sales from there? Fantastic.
100%. That's 100%.
And this is what I keep saying. Don't buy stars, make stars.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
can I just say one thing about this? So look at Benfica model. We were just talking about this, me and Rebel earlier. Benfica model. They've got a scouting range in in Brazil, South America. They're bringing these players. You've got Di Maria. And they've got the best of Portuguese players as well. And now this guy has come from Uruguay, and now he's a new starlet. He's a new star striker in Europe or whatever. But we now, since Brexit, it's easier for United and all English clubs to get. There's no need for work permits. It's not hard to get work permits from South American players. And I think we've done all right. If you talk about the guy in the youth who's just got capped for Argentina, we're doing all right. So it might take a long time. And I've seen Man City. They've got Jesus. They've got a couple more Brazilians. They bought one Brazilian left-footed guy last season. So we need to get him in that market because we don't want to be signing these players to be going to sort of Portugal, and then we're paying 100 million for them once they produce. But the thing is, the difference is when they go to Benfica or Portugal, they're getting the best out of it. They're maximizing these players. If they come to Man United, like Project Pelestri or whatever his name is, they might not develop. You know what I'm saying? So
they don't play.
But then it's again, I think some of the guys are talking about like the keeper and super keeper with Ten Hag playing super keeper, and that could be the whole thing with De Gea. That's why I think the Leeds keeper, they're looking at Leeds keeper at the moment, aren't they? Because when you watch, when you watch him, he does sort of play as I don't watch him regularly.
And you know what? I'm sorry. I have to ask a question. If you want a sweeper keeper, get a fucking defender. I want a goalie who's going to save the shots when they're going in the goal. I'm sorry. All this
But this is the thing, though, because playing sweeper keeper is almost like playing with sort of 11, actual physically 11. You know
is
what I
he
mean?
going to save the ball with his feet?
Yeah, he will save the ball. We just need a good centre back.
He's a ninja.
We need a good centre back. That's it. We just need
example. We watched
and
the top game yesterday. We had Liverpool's line from the attack to defence was so narrow, so thin, and going up and down like that. And then guess who's in behind them? A sweeper keeper. Same with Henderson for Man City. They can play a high line. They can squeeze the play, compress it, because they've got a sweeper keeper in behind to sweep up all the mess. You know, that's what they do. In our case, we don't have that. And also,
Neuer was the best sweeper keeper out there.
Last point is a set piece now. A set piece now is a goal kick. I know as a defender, I want to play the ball at the back. I come and stand by, demand the ball. Don't want my goalkeeper kicking along anymore. I demand the ball. So give me the ball, stand right next to me in the box and build from there. This is a set piece. This is and everyone should be positioned rightly. So, and the goalkeeper should be part of that, and he should be able to distribute the ball. At the moment, De Gea is so shook.
Distribute the ball. You're only passing the ball 5 yards if you're standing in the box.
Not 5 yards. You need to ping a ball from here 30 yards, here 40 yards. You know,
you've got players in your team who can't do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We've got players in our team who can't pass the ball 5 yards, and we're moaning about De Gea.
Well, I'm saying that's part of
I'm not. Look
at yesterday's game. Alisson and Edson both at one end. Liverpool played his high line. They know there's a man in behind them who's going to sweep it up. That's the difference, and that's why they got an advantage over all of us while we continue to have De Gea.
No. But the thing is, though, on Monday, listen. De Gea is our player this season by far this season by country mile. Without De Gea, I don't know where we would be. We'd be in a worse position than what we are now. Even on Saturday, again, we did lose that game, but De Gea did save a few as well. So yeah.
Can I ask you this then? If we had a defender, not just a defender, not a good defender, but one that will lead and organise the defence, would there actually be as many shots going into De Gea? The reason why De Gea has such an outstanding count for us and it's so well valued is because we are allowing the massive volume of shots that we do. So we need a defender that will take control of the defence, organise the line, and we need a defensive midfielder. It's not rocket science.
Rebel, wait for it. We need a centre back. We need a right back. We need a defensive midfield player.
Left back.
Can I just say something? This one here's from Vaughan, yeah? It starts with De Gea, Mr. B. We can't squeeze the pitch or control the match with a keeper like that. Henderson had 75% win rate last season. Okay, I'm just going to say something. Do you think Henderson would improve the team that we've got with the players that we've got?
No way.
This is my point. You may as well play the same shit till the end of the season. Listen, they've already fucked up the whole season. They've got another 7 games left. When Henderson comes in, it could be a whole new, okay, we've got Maguire struggling with possession football. When it was counter-attack football, Maguire was fine. At the moment, he's struggling. Do you think that come next season, Henderson coming into a possession-based team, it might be better? As in regards to then,
Henderson will not be at Man United next season. He will not be at United next season.
You're convinced, yeah? You're convinced.
I'm convinced he won't be at United.
Okay.
I'm roughly right now thinking about it, reading bits and pieces and looking at it. I could say as well, I reckon De Gea is about 7% not at United next season.
Okay.
With the volume of players though that are leaving on either retiring or on free transfers, we're going to have to retain some of them because we're not going to be able to get 11 new players for next season. That's just not an option.
Yeah. That's my point.
Emma's asking a question, guys. See if we can answer it in the panel.
No,
can De Gea
no
learn?
chance. No. If he doesn't have it now, he's never going to have it.
Yeah, he won't.
Give him a broom and let him sweep the dressing room.
The best thing we can do for De Gea is get that centre defender, get that defensive midfielder, and then worry about replacing him the season after. That's all we can do next season.
Oh, God. Hold on. What's this from Matthew? Big up Matthew in the chat.
Yeah,
who's buying De Gea? Newcastle will buy Henderson. He'll go Newcastle.
That's both of them. That's only one.
Yeah, I think De Gea will probably be back in Spain. I think De Gea will be back in Spain.
Who's going to pay for him? That's
Valencia.
another player going on the
Valencia. Yeah, with Valencia. There you go.
There we are. Deal.
There you go. Yeah, it's a done deal. Done deal. We got it, guys.
And Gary Neville's going to manage him.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So go on, guys. Armando, would you mind going through some of these comments? 20 in the chat, guys. 20 in the chats. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel.
And that notification bell.
And the notification bell, guys, for when we go live.
I just want to big up Emma as well.
Big up Emma as well.
For that. He's saying facts, Emma K. Savage shirts will be hotcakes soon. Yeah. Talking about bringing youngsters through.
Yeah, I just make the stars, man.
We can. Class of 92
they're still
just shows
talking about Ndidi. Mark Gemma saying a good defensive midfielder, but when Jury's free in a good system, sorry, I couldn't read that correctly.
Probably injury free, probably.
Box is saying, who remembers Chilvert, the Paraguayan goalkeeper who took free kicks and used to come out of his goal? He was the original sweeper keeper, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
And a great keeper as well. He took penalties, free kicks, left foot.
Wasn't he the one? Was the Colombian one, isn't it? Isn't it the one that did the scorpion kick?
That's Higuita. He done the scorpion kick.
Yeah.
He used to come out and try and dribble and all that kind of thing. He was a bit reckless. I think Chilvert was a really class goalkeeper. I think he's from Paraguay.
Pat, big up Pat. Pat's a member. Guys, quick one. 17 in the chat. If you are a member on the Man United agenda, you can get the opportunity to go on to Mr. B Friday Night Takeaway with him and talk. Also, you can get onto the watch along at halftime to give your opinion and analysis on halftime if you're a member as well on the channel. So, Pat, when you're free and you're ready, I know you said you will be on soon.
And also, well done to Pat, who has his hoodie paid for by Mr. B's swear jar.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. B. So generous.
Thank you, Mr. B. Are you buying mine as well, Mr. B? I don't mind a KFC with mine.
Keep winding up. He will be.
I'll keep my mouth shut. I'll keep my mouth shut from that one.
Barca, I'd say it's demonstrable that Henderson improves the team. We will win more when he plays. We were asked, can De Gea learn to sweep? We're still not sure about it. We didn't really give a conclusive answer. Hi, TALKMU, one of the family. He's saying, I see Henderson getting in over De Gea with Ten Hag. Okay, that's true because of the system. More goalkeeping things here. De Gea's can't pass the ball very good past 10 yards. Yeah, just an issue. When he first came, I thought he was very good at. He was supposed to be like modern keeper who can kick the ball. Here, Barfan saying, you lot. I hate that word. Say you lot. He's slaughtered now. You can tell he's been drinking. You lot. You lot always make a bad argument about McTominay playing in defence for Scotland. What do you say about De Gea not even getting in the Spain squad then? That's a slap in our face, I think. From Bath Time. Emma K, this is from Medis. Talk to Emma K. He says, De Gea is one of the best goalkeepers in the world, but he's a shot stopper, not a sweep keeper. And with possession-based style, with a high line, we need a new keeper, unfortunately. He's explained it really well. Well done, Medi. Want to say hi to Ole. He's in the house as well. Ole Kunle. We love you. You're a Liverpool fan, but you love coming on the show. And we always got the door open for you. And sometimes we want to slam in your face for your cheeky comments. But he's saying, I read De Gea. I read De Gea wants to go back to Spain and he's willing to take a pay cut. These things trying to say. But to be at United next season due to the number of players whose deals are ending, who we aren't renewing, which Rebel was saying brilliantly earlier. And that's it, yeah.
And no word of lie. He's drunk. He has to be drunk with comments like that.
You Philistine.
Yeah, he has to be drunk. Box.
Slashed.
Everyone knows the story that Bath Time was boasting up about having afternoon drinks at 12:30 for the kick-off against Everton and everything else. And then the joke is, by 5 o'clock, he said he was in bed eating ice cream or something like that. So,
brilliant. Bath Time
I think this one's rather poignant as well from Mark, that we can't go into this season with just De Gea next season.
No, we've got, is it Lee Grant?
He's going to have
Lee Grant in it?
Oh, Solo. You've hit that hour mark. I know you're on the wind-up now.
Nah, seriously. Yeah. Nah. For me, listen, I like De Gea and I'd rather De Gea stay, but listen, I'm about the club and what's best for the club. And if get rid of De Gea and bringing someone else in who's going to improve, that's all I'm interested in. What's this? Oh, here we go now.
Talk us here like Philistines in tomato sauce and toast.
Here, speaking of food, I'd say Mr. B's probably aching for his avocado and toast.
Yes.
He's hungry. His belly's hurting him.
You know that. You can see me fiddling in my chair, man. It's that time, man. I need to eat some food, man.
Guys, listen, from all of us at the United Agenda, we will be back tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. If you are new to the channel, hit the like, share, and subscribe. And I think we're here all week as well. And if you would like to get involved in the watch along as well, previewing it. We did have a phone number up, but I don't know where the phone number has gone. It's disappeared.
We'll find it.
We'll get the phone number. 18 in the chat, guy. Before we go, can we at least get 35 likes? Come on, surely we can do it.
Come on, guys.
We're going up. Yeah.
Here. And we'll be like Sylvester or in tweeting. We'll be looking for some canaries on Saturday.
Yeah. And I gotta say, bath time, big up, because you're in Spain and you're watching us. Big up, Pat Lawless. Pat Lawless in Spain as well. Big up. And then we just got a new member. Thank you so much. So with that, Mehdi coming as a new member, what you have the opportunity to do now is you let us know if there's a watch along, you want to come onto it, come onto the United Agenda. That's all we're saying. Come onto it. So
bad times having l'escargot in France, apparently. Spain's not till tomorrow.
Oh, Spain's tomorrow. Bath time's everywhere, man. Jesus.
He should be our European correspondent.
Bath time, enjoy. Bath time, do enjoy France, mate. Make sure you don't buy no cheese for talk. Don't bring him anything back at all. Just keep it, just send it to us instead. Mr. B will eat it for you. He's always hungry.
I presume he's on a cruise based on the fact that he's going everywhere. He has to be on a cruise.
He's anywhere and everywhere, mate, and he's hammered right now, I can tell you that. But thank you, Mehdi, for becoming a new member of the channel. Guys, we absolutely enjoyed
some really good contributions tonight from everyone.
Really good, guys. And without you guys, we wouldn't have a channel. And also, just got to say as well, if you want to become a member, you know what to do. Guys, from us at the United Agenda, the comments keep dropping in, guys, man. Talk, leave us alone, man. Jesus. No, I'm joking.
Guys, if you want to comment, let's continue this afterwards. Once the show's finished, use the comments on the YouTube channel on this stream, and then we will have a discussion. I'm sure Rebel will be ready for you.
I do have a question for Bat Time. Are you going to Sevilla to make sure that Martial doesn't come back?
From all of us, good night.